Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Anthea Style. If this is your first time visiting, thank you for tuning in. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you've already viewed some of my videos, thank you for tuning back in again. Today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I use a wreath that I purchased from our local Home Depot, and I'm going to be changing it up to make it more of my style. Right now the wreath is a little bit too country for me, not that I don't like country, but for the decor that I'm going for this year, I'm just going to need to just tie in a few things to make it match up with the other decor in my home.
Gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want is to spend this day.
Here I'm going to start by removing all of the items that I do not want on the wreath. There's nothing wrong with the items, it's just that it doesn't match my decor for my Christmas decor in my home this year. So I'm gathering up my hooks, which I'm going to use to tie the items on the wreath. Some people use floral pins or wires or floral hooks. I'm simply going to be using the wire Christmas ornament hooks because they're wired already and they're already cut and they're a nice length for me to use. I'm adding on some hydrangeas to the wreath that are very red in color. Some of these flowers I actually used previous years on Valentine's Day arrangements. So it's just to show you that you don't have to go out and buy all brand new items to do a Christmas wreath. Look around in your home and see what items you have that you can repurpose or reuse to continue with your decor for the Christmas season. These are some roses that I'm adding in as well, and I'm trying to add in my items in clusters, and then as well making sure to create balance as I go around my wreath. The pine cones that are on this wreath, they're sprayed white, but if your decor was silver or gold, you could simply remove these, spray these, and put them back on to then continue with your themed colors for your wreath. And in case I forgot to mention, this is an actual real Christmas wreath and it smells just beautiful. And when you have this on your front door, every time you walk in the house you get a little smell of Christmas. Next I'm going to be adding in some red ornaments, and these again are ornaments that I had in my collection of Christmas decor, and I'm using some small size and some medium size ornaments. Again, adding these by using the hooks that are already on them and just simply wiring them around branches in the clusters that I've created. And this is a medium-sized ornament that I'm adding to the bottom of the wreath to balance it out. And you want to make sure when you're wiring these on, you're wrapping that wire around the branches 2 or 3 times to secure, because again, this wreath is going to go on a door, whether it's your front door, back door. The door is going to be in motion, opening and closing, so you want to make sure your items stay secure. Oops, I got the dropsies here. Making sure that wire is on really secure. Next, I'm going to be adding in some floral picks, and these are floral picks that I purchased again years ago from Michael's. They already have some berries and a little bit of ornaments and flowers and greenery on, so there's really nothing that I need to do to it other than insert it into my wreath. And those ones I didn't have to wire in because they had a lovely thick floral stem that secured in there nicely. Here I'm getting ready to do the bow for the top of the wreath, and I am creating several loops that I'm folding in half, and each of these long loops are approximately 8 to 9 inches in length, and as I'm folding each loop I'm securing it in the middle by holding it with my thumb. Now I'm creating a notch on each side in the middle of this cluster of loops, and that is going to allow me a spot to put the final ribbon to secure it together. So you're just creating about a 1/2 inch V. Make sure your scissors are nice and sharp because you're cutting through multiple layers of ribbon as well as many layers of wire in the ribbon on the sides. So you need to make sure your scissors are really sharp to allow you to do this safely. Next I'm cutting a length of ribbon, and I'm going to use that for my tail, and it serves two purposes. It's the tail of my bow, as well as it gives me something to use to secure all of my loops together. So I'm placing this in the center of the bow at the back, bringing it to the front, and I'm going to tie it in a simple knot twice to secure it, as I'm doing here. And that is going through that notched area. If you didn't notch your loops like I did, it'd be too bulky and you wouldn't be able to get in to then fluff this bow like I'm doing. So I'm opening up each loop, pulling from the center as well, and shaping my bow how I feel I'd like to have it. Some people like a flat bow. I like my bow rather full. And then those shorter tails that you see there, I'm going to use that to tie onto the top of my wreath in the center, and then I'll finish off by doing a feature on the tail, which I'll explain in just a minute after I get this tied on. Again, make sure it's nice and secure so it doesn't fall off on your door. And you're going to fold your ribbon in half. Take your scissors, where my thumb is, on the folded side, and cut it on an angle down to the point of that ribbon, and that creates a nice dovetail. And then just fold and bend that into your wreath. And then these tails, again, I'm going to do a dovetail. So once again, you fold it in half, put your scissors on the folded side of your ribbon and cut down on an angle to the point on the end of the ribbon. Then once this is done, I am going to curl the ribbon by just looping it around, and it will hold its shape because it has the wire on both sides of this ribbon. And then you're going to just nestle the ribbon in amongst all of your decoration there to your liking. And then one last piece that I like to do to balance it, I'm adding one more floral pick, and that has a little red bird and some pine cones, which ties in with the other pine cones on the wreath. So store-bought wreath, personalized with your own ornaments, making it your own, is always a nice thing to do. This is my Christmas wreath for my front door, now completed. Thanks for watching. Please make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for further Christmas videos.